the other day, and me and I were having a little discussion on Facebook about a rhythm called the Bossa Nova. It's became popular back in the 60s with Latin groups and jazz groups, and it's a famous beat that went to the famous song "The Girl from Ipanema." A lot of other Latin songs though use the Bossa Nova rhythm, and it's a pretty popular beat to know. And I'm gonna go ahead and post a little video on how to play the Bossa Nova rhythm, how to learn it, and it'll come in handy someday, maybe if you need to know how to play a Bossa Nova. So I'm going to kind of break it down into its components. And the first thing you want to get steady with on it is your bass drum and hi-hat. They play the same way all the way through the Bossa Nova. The rhythm of your bass drum and hi-hat stays the same all the time that you're playing the Bossa Nova rhythm. And it's real simple. This is the bass drum and hi-hat pattern on the Bossa Nova. That's it. That's all there is. A double kick on the bass drum and a hi-hat lick in the middle. And generally Bossa Nova songs aren't very fast. They range from being pretty slow to medium fast. When you get up with higher tempos, you're moving into more of a beat called the samba, which is real similar to the Bossa Nova. It's a little bit different in places, but the samba rhythm also plays the exact same pattern as the Bossa Nova on the bass drum. Sometimes, most of the time, samba rhythms are a little faster though, and the snare drum pattern's a little bit different, but I'll go into the samba next time. Right now, today, we're going to talk about the Bossa Nova. Okay, now most drummers that play in Bossa Nova and Latin bands and jazz bands play the Bossa Nova with a brush in their right hand and a stick in their left hand, or one of those deals where you got a brush on one end and a stick on the other, so they can swap back and forth from using a stick or a brush. But most drummers play with a brush in one hand and a stick in the other, and they ride the cymbal with the brush, or they ride the snare drum with the brush, and play the Bossa Nova rhythm, which is a rim shot on the rim of the drum. Unfortunately, I don't have a pair of brushes, so I'm going to demonstrate the Bossa Nova using the stick on the ride cymbal. And the pattern that's played on the ride cymbal, or on the ride pattern on the Bossa Nova, is just straight 16th note ride pattern. So the ride pattern, bass drum, and hi-hat together sound like this. Two kicks on the bass drum and one on the hi-hat. No, I started that out with one kick on the bass drum, but it's two. Everybody can play that. Everybody knows how to play that already from playing rock songs and pop songs, because a lot of those kind of songs have those kind of beats to them. Now, what makes the Bossa Nova rhythm unique is the lick you play on the snare drum. So, this time I'm going to start off, I'm going to be playing the ride cymbal pattern, bass drum pattern, and hi-hat together. And then I'm going to bring in the Bossa Nova snare drum pattern that gives the Bossa Nova its unique sound. And here we go. Okay, here we go. So, your sound on your snare drum is it's kind of like sound of the way the Bossa Nova song flows. Now, there are all kinds of little patterns you can throw in between, you know, to spice it up or whatever. Like, you don't have to stick to that same pattern. I'm just showing you the basic Bossa Nova pattern there, but you can do other things, you know, as you feel like it or what sounds right in the song. Like, here's an example. Things like that, you know, to spice it up or to accent with the vocalist or instrumentalist in the song. But the basic Bossa Nova pattern is what I showed to begin with. And the only other thing is doing fill-ins with your Bossa Nova. Now, fill-ins with the Bossa Nova are usually pretty, you know, they don't consist of a lot of notes or rolls and stuff like that. They're more linear type fill-ins and you don't use a lot of fill-ins because, you know, Bossa Nova is, the soloist is usually the person who's playing the solo instrument or the vocalist or something like that, and the drums are just as a backup for that. And you can do fill-ins at the turnarounds and such as that. And some typical Bossa Nova fill-in might be fill-ins like that work best for Bossa Nova type fill-ins. There's not a lot of rolling and crashing going on, you know, it's just dynamic build-up and fill-ins and stuff like that. So anyway, that's the basic Bossa Nova in a kind of a short video nutshell. And I hope it's, you know, some interest to some of you who might be interested in how to play a Bossa Nova and what a Bossa Nova consists of. So I thank you for your time, and that's all for today. See you later.